I'm just going to cut to the chase. It has been over 2 months now since CD Projekt Red has released the much-anticipated Cyberpunk 2077, and since then I have been bombarded with messages asking me for my take on the game. Now, I'm a little bit skeptical to do this, as it is one of the most divided games I think I've ever seen, besides this one. But at the same time, I'm also really keen to get my views across, because the game personally feels amazing to me. Like, I absolutely dig this cyberpunk, futuristic, cyborg world. It is my cup of tea. I absolutely love this type of stuff. But at the same time, I am very acutely aware of the amount of, I'm not going to say hate, but the amount of constructive criticism this game has received in terms of it's not finished. Now, whether or not I agree with this, you will find out later in the video, because I've got a lot to say about this. So let's just talk about the game as it stands right now. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world, action, role-playing game developed by Polish studio CD Projekt Red. Now, the story takes place in Night City, which is just a massive, sort of Star Wars-y, Coruscant-looking, amazing city of futuristicness. English. Basically, you play as the character V. You can play as a male or a female, which is a really cool sort of choice, because the storyline can actually be diverted pretty quickly and pretty dramatically in some places, depending on which gender you are, which is also quite cool. Now, also on that front, it also acts kind of like one of those linear story games where there are multiple different options and you get multiple different endings. Now, personally, I have not finished the game. I am only, I think, halfway through it at the moment, as you'll see in a gameplay clip of where I actually am. But personally, so far, I am absolutely loving this game. Like, it is incredible. Like, it's just so cool. I absolutely love it. Now, a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying that, because a lot of people go, the game is awful, I hate it, end of story. Now, the problem with that is, I hear a lot of people saying the same thing, and that is the most common, I don't think the game is finished yet, it's too early, it's just terrible, nobody should like it, CD Projekt Red should just burn. Now, I completely disagree with this, because one of the main problems I find with this game is its past. Now, to fully understand Cyberpunk 2077, you have to understand that the game was initially announced nearly 8 years ago, which is kind of ridiculous for a game to be announced that early, but then wait that long to actually release. And when it did release, it didn't exactly get the best of responses. Now, upon initial release, the game was immediately found to have a hell load of bugs, and was virtually unplayable, and still is virtually unplayable on most consoles, just because it's just not built for them. Now, obviously, this is a massive issue for CD Projekt Red, as the game should be readily available and working completely when it's released. Now, obviously, this is where the main issue comes from. People saying the game is not finished, there's loads of glitches, the game will just automatically crash, and it used to be an issue where you could only save up to 8 megabytes of memory, which in a game, yeah, that was never gonna work. But, over the last, month now, CD Projekt Red has done a good job at bringing out multiple updates for both consoles and PC. Now, I will say, PC version works a hell of a lot better than console version, so if you're on console and you're waiting to get this game, I'd say just wait a little bit longer while CD Projekt Red, kind of gets their shit together and also manages to make the game function properly. Because even on PC, while the game does work, it is completely playable, there are sometimes rather peculiar issues that kind of suck you out the immersion. But personally, I've not run into anything completely game-breaking yet, and make me smash my controller and run away forever. Now, another thing that I've seen is a lot of people saying that the game is not technically open world. Well, I can see where people come from this. The way the open world mechanic works in the game is that you usually end up just having to travel from story to story rather than having full freedom. Now, obviously, you can go out and just explore the world. I've spent hours of just roaming around in my car, trying to see what the game has to offer and what amazing places there are. And, it is, at the end of the day, more or less completely open world. You can go where you want and do what you want when you want to do it. Now, the game does sort of prompt you a lot, kind of saying, now you need to go here and do this, otherwise you're going to lose the mission. Now, I haven't actually lost the mission yet, or at least not consciously lost the mission yet, but I have seen that the game does use up a lot of your time. If for times when you just want to relax and maybe head back to your apartment and just go to bed and then explore the city at night, sometimes when there's a cause you have to come here now, don't make me wait, do that, you kind of feel obliged to just go and do the mission, and then everything sort of ramp up pretty quickly. But for the most part, the game is open world, and it's really, really good fun. And I absolutely love roaming around, you know, after a long mission, after then like a stretch of 3. It's kind of cool just to, you know, head back to your building, go up about 70 flights of stairs, and then, you know, open the door to your, like, home and just relax. Like, you have like full freedom in the game. You can change your clothes, you can walk around, you can do what you want, eat the food you want, look out your window and go, oh my god, there's a flying spaceship over there. It's really, really cool. Like, I absolutely love it. I want to see more of this, but at the same time, it's unfortunate that it can sometimes be sucked away by these weird moments of strange glitches. Now, personally, I completely disagree with people saying that the glitches break the game entirely. That's not true at all. You can play this game without worrying about the glitches. Like, in my first mission, a car crashed into a wall. I don't care about that. It's a small thing. It happens in other games. Now, the reason I think it's mainly impactful on this game is because of how polished it looks. Like, the game itself looks amazing. The graphics are stunning. The story is great. The problem is when something does go wrong in the game, it goes wrong quite drastically. Like, okay, while these are small examples, they can be much bigger, and I have seen videos on YouTube showing some absolutely insane glitches. But at the same time, I've also seen people intentionally trying to break the game. Now, this is possible in any game. Like, if you want to break a game, you can do that. That is not technically a hard thing to do, and in Cyberpunk's case, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is go and find a dodgy part of town and literally drive a car into a wall at 500 miles per hour, and the game will just destroy itself. But, you know, that's not the point of the game. You know, you're supposed to be here, just enjoy it for what it is. Now, I think one of the main reasons people hate the game so much, or at least, you know, dislike it intensely, is because they expected too much from it. I hear a lot of people saying, it's nothing like what I expected. I'm like, well, what did you expect? Like, you can't be disappointed with a game because you expected something different. It's like, you know, enjoy it for what it is and not for what you wanted it to be. Like, you know, for someone who wasn't absolutely massively hyped about Cyberpunk, now that I'm playing it, I absolutely love it. And I'm kind of happy that I didn't get this massive, you know, sense of hype and explosion saying that, oh, I really cannot wait for the game, it's going to be this, this, and that. I'm glad I didn't have that, because personally, so far, I'm enjoying the story, and I'm loving the visuals. I absolutely love the freedom. Now, I'm not going to sing its praises continuously without saying that there are some definitely huge issues. Now, the studio itself has had some very peculiar problems, like, obviously, with the fact that the game was, I don't want to say released too early, but maybe could have done with at least another month of polishing. Think of it this way. It's a car that is working, but it's missing its paint. That's kind of the best way for me to explain it. It's not fully finished, but it's finished enough to be played. So what I kind of mean is, like, you know, the game works, but could do with a little bit of extra attention. Which, in all fairness, they are doing their patches. Like, it is working. The game works significantly better now than it did on its first day of release, which is kind of ridiculous, seeing as how the game should be like this anyway. But at the same time, I can say, and I do sympathize with people who are on consoles like PS4 or PS5 or Xbox One. I do sympathize because I have played it briefly on another console, and honestly, it ran awfully, and I am very sad to see that, because underneath this shell of chaos, there is a amazing game, and it's just so immersive and incredible, and I absolutely love it. Also, people saying that the game should be made in third person, I don't really see how that would work, seeing as how it's supposed to be told from a first person perspective, like you are the character. But anyway, you know, to each their own, and there are plenty of mods for this game as well that you can do to make the game function a little bit better or change things up. It's really cool.
V, everything okay? V?
My final conclusion on the game is that it is very, very, very good. I absolutely love it. The story is fantastic. The visuals are amazing. Again, like I said, and like you've probably heard from 1,000 other YouTubers by this point, is that yes, there are bugs, and they are pretty ridiculous. But they are not enough to ruin the game. I hate people keep saying that the bugs completely destroy the game, and that it's completely unfinished, and that it's like early access. It's like, I've played early access games. I know what serious bugs look like. This game doesn't have that. And if it does, it's not really that, it's pretty rare. Like, I mean, yes, there are bugs, but like I said, I have not run into anything that's completely game-breaking and that will ruin the game for me. It just hasn't happened. And, you know, at the moment, it's just getting better and better, and soon there won't be any bugs left, and the game will be completely flawless. So, at the end of the day, I really recommend picking this game up. It's absolutely fantastic. If you love story, futuristic stuff, and cyborgs, and a bit of a party on the side, I think you guys should pick this game up. It's absolutely amazing. And bearing in mind, this is not sponsored at all by anyone. This is all just my personal opinion and my personal view on the game. Guys, I hope you liked this video, and I hope you've had a bit more of an informative choice now if you're going to try and pick it up, because I know a lot of people have been watching a lot of videos to see if they should pick it up for themselves. Honestly, if you want a good story and a good time, I say pick it up. But at the end of the day, it's your choice and it's your money. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to hit a like, and if you really enjoyed it, you can even hit that subscribe button, and it will really, really help me out. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.